She's the first rookie to win WNBA Player of the Month since the award's inception in 2010, and last night it was no exception. They were sky high for Caitlin Clark and the Fever, but to start the season, they had a little bit of a rough go of it. They lost their first 5 games. They ended up 1-8 through their first 9 games, and during that first month, the playoffs, they didn't feel realistic at all. Indy entered the Olympic break 11-15 on the year, and then they really turned it around. They've won 7 of their 8 since. They clinched a playoff berth for the first time since 2016, which, by the way, was the last year of Hall of Famer and franchise icon Tamika Catchings.
Did you see what Caitlin Clark just did? She's not just breaking records, she's shattering expectations. This rookie from Iowa just got named to the All-WNBA First Team. That's something even the great Diana Taurasi didn't do in her first year. But here's the crazy part. Clark's making waves while barely making ends meet. Her salary? It's so low, it wouldn't even cover Angel Reese's rent for a year. How's that for a reality check? Let's dive into how this 22-year-old phenom is turning the WNBA upside down. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Picture this. A small-town girl from Iowa steps onto the WNBA court, ready to take on the best of the best. That's Caitlin Clark's story. She went from dominating college basketball to facing off against seasoned pros in the blink of an eye. But you know what? Some people doubted she could keep up her insane stats in the big leagues. They said, sure, she's great in college, but the WNBA is a whole different ballgame. Well, those doubters are eating their words now. Let's break it down. In college, Clark was putting up numbers that made your head spin.
She has lived up to expectations, right? I'm looking at her the way I look at LeBron James, right? For us, just in the women's side of things, and the height that she had, the expectations she had.
Let's start with the rookie, Caitlin Clark Kent. Superwoman, you see what I did there? She was on a tear, and last night was no different. Wings, fever. Caitlin Clark set to go as she broke the single-season assist record.
She's been playing like a top 5 player in the league. She's been regularly dishing out double-digit assists in that time frame. Teams can no longer blitz her and trap her.
We're talking about 31.6 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 8.9 assists per game in her final year at Iowa. That's video game stuff right there. But the real question was, could she do it against the pros? Turns out she could, and then some. In her very first WNBA game, Clark dropped 19 points and dished out 8 assists. That's not just good for a rookie, that's good for anyone. But she was just getting started. Remember that game against the Washington Mystics? Clark went off for 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. She was out there making seasoned vets look like they were stuck in slow motion. And let's talk about her 3-point shooting. In college, Clark was known for launching shots from way downtown. Some people thought she'd have to rein it in against WNBA defenses. Nope, she's still pulling up from the logo and she's still draining those shots.
WNBA Player of the Week. There have only been 40 triple-doubles in the history of the WNBA. Cheryl Swoops recorded the first WNBA triple-double during the 1999 season, while Caitlin Clark logged the most recent triple-double earlier this week. She now has 102 on the season and is 19 away from Diana Taurasi in second place and 26 away from UNESCO of the New York Liberty. She ain't beating Angel Wilson for the MVP, but she's beating Angel Reese for the Rookie of the Year. That's a wrap. That's over. And props to Angel Reese, who's had a good year, by the way.
It's like she's playing on a different court than everyone else. But here's where it gets really wild. Clark isn't just putting up good numbers for a rookie. She's putting up numbers that have never been seen before from a first-year player. She's breaking records left and right. Most three-pointers by a rookie? Shattered. Most assists in a rookie season? Gone. It's like she's playing with cheat codes or something. And you know what's the craziest part of all this? Clark didn't just have a good rookie season. She didn't just have a great rookie season. She had such an unbelievable rookie season that she got named to the All-WNBA First Team. That's something even the legendary Diana Taurasi didn't do in her first year.
The WNBA was nothing before Caitlin Clark, and she has made it into something. I know how great she is because of Caitlin Clark. The Arike Amagawali, and I'm sorry if I messed up the name, the girl in Dallas. That girl's a baller. These guys are all working off of platforms that were already built, long before they got there, and they have not elevated that platform.
We're talking about a 22-year-old rookie playing alongside and outperforming some of the greatest to ever do it. Hold up, though. Before you start thinking Clark's living large, there's a catch. Her incredible on-court success comes with a financial reality check that's hard to swallow. Want to know how much this All-WNBA First Team player is really making? The numbers might make you do a double take. Let's break it down. Caitlin Clark, this rookie sensation who's lighting up the league, is pulling in a whopping $74,000 a year. That's right, you heard me. $74,000. For a player who's rewriting the record books and bringing in fans by the thousands, that's less than what some entry-level office jobs pay. It's like paying LeBron James in Monopoly money. But wait, it gets crazier. You know Angel Reese, another young star in the league? She dropped a bomb recently, saying her rent alone is $8,000 a month. That's $96,000 a year, folks. More than Clark's entire salary. Reese straight up said, "The WNBA don't even pay my bills at all." Can you imagine being one of the best in the world at what you do and not even making enough to cover your rent? Now, let's put this in perspective. While Clark is out here making $74,000, the top NBA rookies are cashing checks for over $10 million. That's not a typo. We're talking millions, with an M. The difference is so big, it's almost laughable. It's like comparing a kid's lemonade stand to Amazon. And it's not just about the money in the bank. Think about the day-to-day stuff. Clark's playing in Indiana, not exactly the cheapest place to live. She's got to pay for housing, food, transportation, all the normal stuff we all deal with. But she's doing it on a salary that wouldn't even cover a year's worth of groceries for some families. So how does she make it work? Well, this is where things get interesting. Endorsements, baby. That's the game within the game. While the WNBA salary might be tight, Clark's marketability is through the roof. We're talking shoe deals, commercials, social media sponsorships, the works. It's like she's got two careers, professional baller and professional influencer. Speaking of professional careers, Clark's rookie season is looking less like a first job and more like a hostile takeover. She's not just playing well, she's dismantling records set by WNBA legends. What happens when a rookie starts outperforming the greats? The league's about to find out. Let's talk about these records Clark's smashing. Remember when we thought rookie seasons were just about learning the ropes? Clark's out here rewriting the whole playbook. She's not just breaking records, she's obliterating them. Take the rookie three-point record. Clark didn't just edge past it, she blew it out of the water. And assists? She's dishing them out like she's been in the league for years. But here's where it gets wild. Remember that game against the Seattle Storm? Clark went off for 33 points, 12 rebounds, and 12 assists. That's a triple-double, folks. As a rookie. In the WNBA. You know how many other rookies have done that? Zero. Nada. Zilch. Clark's out here making history every time she steps on the court. Now let's talk about the Diana Taurasi comparison. Taurasi's rookie year was legendary. 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. Those were the numbers to beat. But Clark? She's not just beating them, she's leaving them in the dust. We're talking about a rookie who's already playing at an all-star level. It's like she skipped the learning curve and went straight to superstar. So what's next for Clark? That's the million-dollar question. If she's doing this as a rookie, imagine what she'll do with a few years under her belt. We're talking about potential league MVPs, championship runs, maybe even Olympic gold. The sky's not the limit for Clark, she's already way past that. But here's the thing, not everyone's thrilled about this rookie sensation. Some veterans are feeling the heat. When you've got a 22-year-old coming in and outplaying you, it's gotta sting a little. And that's where things get interesting. Those veterans might be feeling the heat, but Clark's bringing the fire to more than just the players. She's setting the whole WNBA ablaze. From ticket sales to TV ratings, everything's changing. But here's the real question. Is the league ready for what comes next? Clark's arrival in the WNBA isn't just about her individual success. It's like she dropped a basketball-sized meteor into the league, and now everyone's feeling the shockwaves. The Indiana Fever? They're riding high on the Clark wave. Their ticket sales are through the roof and TV ratings skyrocketing. It's like Clark's got some kind of basketball Midas touch. But it's not just about the numbers. Clark's changing the way the game is played. You've got coaches scratching their heads, trying to figure out how to guard this rookie who can score from anywhere on the court. Teams are having to rethink their entire defensive strategies. It's like Clark showed up and said, "Here's how we play basketball now." And get this, there's even talk about potential rule changes in the WNBA. Can you believe it? A rookie comes in and suddenly the league's considering tweaking the rulebook. It's like Clark's playing chess while everyone else is still figuring out checkers. But not everyone's thrilled about this shakeup. Some veterans are feeling the pressure. When you've been the top dog for years and suddenly this 22-year-old comes in and starts outshining you, it's gotta sting. But you know what they say? Competition breeds excellence. Clark's raising the bar for everyone. And let's talk about the fans. They're loving this. The excitement Clark brings to the game is infectious. People who've never watched a WNBA game before are tuning in just to see what Clark's going to do next. It's like she's not just a player, she's a one-woman marketing team for the league. But here's the million-dollar question. What does this mean for the future of the WNBA? Clark's success could be a game changer. We're talking about potentially bigger contracts, more media coverage, maybe even expansion teams. The league's been growing steadily for years, but Clark might just be the catalyst that takes it to the next level.